Okay, so when grouping, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to look for something called the greatest common factor. And if you have the greatest common factor, you're going to factor it out and then include it at the end of the equation when you're all done with everything. But in this case, there is no greatest common factor, so we won't have to factor anything out. So first what we want to do is we're going to create smaller groups within the problem. This is usually done by grouping the first two terms together, like these two, and then grouping the last terms together, which is these two. So then, again, we're going to rewrite it x squared plus 2x plus xy plus 2y, and I'm just rewriting that out just so it's a better visual for me. And then we're going to take the greatest common factor of the first term. We're going to factor that out, which is x. It's going to become x, and then parentheses x plus 2. And we're going to factor out the GCF again in the second group, which is y in this group. So that's plus y, parentheses, x plus 2. Now, the parentheses should be a match, and if they are not, then you did something wrong and you need to go back and look at your steps. But since these are a perfect match, we're going to keep going. So you're going to factor out one of the parentheses, and then you're going to take these two GCFs and then make a new equation, which is going to be x plus y. And then you're going to take the other parentheses you've left, and that's going to become x plus 2. Now, if you're all done, there's nothing else you can factor out, then you're all done. And then this will be your final answer. And then, so we're going to be, okay, so now we're going to be doing another problem. So now let's do n squared plus 2n plus 3mn plus 6m. So again, we're going to be separating the equation into the first two terms. Oh, whoops. My bad, sorry. We're going to be separating into the first two terms, then the last two terms. So then we're going to look for the GCF of the first group, which is going to be n. So that becomes n plus 2. And then you're going to take the GCF of this side, and that's going to be 3m. So you do plus 3m. That's going to become n plus 2. And these two parentheses are matched. So one of those crosses out, and that's going to become n plus 3m, n plus 2. Since there's nothing else we can factor out, that's the final answer. Okay, so that is it with factoring by grouping. It's very simple, as you can see in these two problems.